Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing my January and February wrap up. So I only read one book in January, so I figured I'd just like lump it with February because February was a better reading month and I'm actually sort of slowly getting into the swing of things now that I'm working at a bookstore, and then now that I have access to all of my books and actually like the need to want to read them. So I'm gonna get started with my wrap up first. So with January, I only read one book because I was still trying to get in the swing of things, as I said. So I did end up finishing Sword Art Online Volume 2 for the Aincrad arc, and I did give this one 4 stars. This is basically so the second book follows some of the short stories that happen, or like the side stories that happen throughout the manga, or the anime, sorry. And so you get to meet new characters, and one of them is this chick right here. You can't see her. This chick right here. She's so cute. I love her. Anyway, I gave this one 4 stars. I liked the first one a lot more, but I really do enjoy the Sword Art Online world. I think it's something completely different that I've never seen really, and it just makes me happy because like this is the first anime that I picked up for myself in a while, and it just makes me happy because, you know, I found some characters that I love, but also the books are so good and they continue on past the anime itself right now, so I'm gonna try and read all of them. So Sword Art Online, if you guys haven't heard of it, is basically a world much like our own, but it's like a couple of years in the future. I think it was made back in probably back in like the 2017, 2018. But the world's set in 2022, so it's basically like a year ahead of us right now, like when I'm reading it. So basically there's VR gaming has taken over the world basically, and there's this game Sword Art Online that's coming out, and basically what happens is everyone who comes in on its premiere day basically gets stuck in it because the creator traps them in this game and they can't get out, and the only way to get out of the game is to beat the game or die in real life by the game. So it's very, 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 very interesting, very cool, and I'm really excited to see past the current arc that the anime's at what the hell goes on, because I will cry for I love these characters. They're so great. So I gave this 4 stars. The first book that I actually finished in February was something that I love this author so much. You guys know how much I love this author. Met her in person once. Sweetest person in the world. I love her. Tearing up just thinking about her because I love her. But I did read her latest release after like months of it coming out because I was in a really bad reading slump and I just haven't been in like the mood to read lately. But I did read Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. When I tell you, read this book and was like, I need to read more. Like I need more books in my life. It literally got me out of the worst reading slump yet. And I'm so happy. So this book is about a girl and her sister, and so basically it's spoiled in the flap, but her sister, so they're twins basically, and they live in, I want to say 1800s Italy, and they're witches, and so there's like the good side of magic and there's also the bad side of magic, and there's these things called not the Strigoi, I'm gonna butcher it, but they're like demons, or like, you know, the kings of hell almost, and they do walk among the living. But so it's about her sister dying basically, and and the main character has to figure out, okay, who killed my sister? Like I want revenge. I want to kill whoever killed my sister. Like I want revenge. So she ends up running into Wrath, who is one of the like kings of hell, and basically like, you know, long story short, somebody else in like the demon realm is killing witches because they want like a demon wife, almost like a demon queen. And so yeah, all this ensues, and I absolutely loved this story. I've been recommending it to people at work all the time just because I love Carrie Maniscalco's writing so much that, like, I don't know, it does it does things for me. But I did give it 4 stars. I absolutely loved it, and I do recommend you guys pick it up. She did release the cover for the next book in the series. I don't remember what the next book in the series name is yet, because I haven't really been paying attention to book Twitter or book Instagram anymore, because it just kind of hurt my brain. But I'll insert a picture of it here. It's so pretty. I've seen it. It's so pretty. But this is going to go right up with all of my Carrie Maniscalco books on my shelf right up there, if I can fit it there. The next book that I read is, probably you guessed it, the next book in the Sword Art Online universe, which is Sword Art Online Volume 3 Fairy Dance. So each, as I said, each arc has its own, like, couple of books. So currently I'm on book 4. So I'm still reading book 4, which is right here, actually. But this one goes into kind of like the aftermath after everybody wakes up from being in Sword Art Online for a couple of years. And Kirito is awake, but his girlfriend, Asuna, is not awake. She is still in this coma. And he has no idea where she is or how to get her out. And then finally he figures out that she is in this game called Alfheim Online, or ALO. And it's basically a carbon copy of Sword Art Online, but with fairies. And so he goes in and he ends up, going on this journey to try and find her. And he meets this girl, Lifa. But she is basically like his companion slash friend throughout this whole entire series, and trying to help him find Asuna and wake her up and get her out of here. So this is only the first book, but I know what happens because I watched the anime, so that's how I know how to explain it. But yeah, this is really good. I really, really liked it. Where is it? I did give it 4 stars. I mean, I've been giving a lot of things these days 4 stars just because I've been used to giving everything 5 stars and be like, oh my god, it was so great. Well, like, if I feel like meh about it or like, yeah, whatever, I just give 4 stars or 3 stars or however many stars I feel fit. Anyway, so I gave this 4 stars. I always loved this series, and I am currently reading the next one after this, and then I do have one more volume, to like kind of catch up with the volumes that I have. But anyway, I give 4 stars. I really loved it. The series is by Reiki Karahara, so if you guys want to go pick it up, I recommend it. It's actually like a novel with some like illustrations tossed in there. It's really awesome. I really, really recommend it. The next 3 manga that I read, because I just was in the manga mood the last like couple of weeks. So the last 3 mangas I read were volumes 5, 6, and 7 of Snow White with the Red Hair. So it goes Snow White with the Red Hair volume 5, which this follows like after volume 4 basically. So I read volume 4 back in November, and I love this series. I'm trying to catch up with all the volumes so that way I'm kind of up to date. So that way when the new season comes out, whenever there's a new season, sometime this year, maybe, we hope, so that way I'm all caught up and I kind of know the new content before it hits the screen. Anyway, so I end up picking up volumes 5, 6, and 7. I do have volumes 8, 9, and 10, so I still have maybe like a couple more to get after that. But anyway, this series, if you guys haven't heard me talk about it enough, it's about this girl named Shirayuki, who she used to live in this town called Tanbaroon, and one day the prince of Tanbaroon is like, get me the prettiest girl in the land and I will make her my concubine. And so somebody spots Shirayuki with this red hair, and he's like, I want her to be my concubine, like, I want her to be my mistress, whatever. And she runs away from Tanbaroon, and basically it's like the first volume is like Snow White, but it's like completely different. And so she runs into Zen and his 2, like, they're palace staff, but they're his friends. Kiki and Mitsuhide, that's what his name is. I had to see his face and then figured out what his name was. Anyway, it's Kiki and Mitsuhide, and so basically they're part of the kingdom. They're like just like fooling around or whatever. And then they run into Shirayuki at this like cabin almost, because she's like exhausted from her journey running away from her town, trying to get out of there so that way she can like get away from the prince. And basically they save her and take her to Wisteria, which is, you know, Zen's kingdom, who he's the prince of the neighboring kingdom. And it's just kind of like all about their friendship, kind of like melding into like romance territory, relationship territory. Like they, like in the one volume, they just said like they loved each other or whatever. So, you know, it's getting romancy here. And I know it gets a little romancy, but I really, really love these series. I think I gave 5 and 6 4 stars, and then 7 5 stars, because 7 really got me in the feels. Like, it really did. Anyway, so these were all of the books that I did read in combination of January and February, and yeah, so now it's March, so happy March anyway. But thanks guys so much for watching and tuning in, and I will see you guys soon in another video. Bye!